Hot topics, knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Mardy McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Doni Jones, she the one you wanna see. Doni Jones live, this is where you wanna be. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live.
Hey, welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady, hanging out with
that guy, Mardy McFly, enjoying a wonderful day.
We're getting our vitamin D. We're outside.
Yes.
Now, of course, people on the radio don't know that, but if you follow us on YouTube at Doni, D-O-N-I, Doni Jones Live, you will see that we're hanging out outside. It's a beautiful day.
A new location.
It's not really a new location per se. Okay, I guess it's kind
of
a
new taping location.
Okay.
We ain't taped out here, so this is
this is a new location.
Yes, we're in the same compound.
Yes.
But we're at a different location.
I
and everything.
like that.
Because it kind of goes into kind of like what we're going to be talking about today on the show.
Routines.
Right. Changing your routines. And if you're checking us out, you're listening to Doni Jones Live, with Mardy McFly. She's a certified arborist. I'm the pastor guy, and we try to bring, new thoughts to the
bring value.
Right.
Bring value. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're talking about today is routines.
Yes.
But before we get into that, Doni, I got a crazy thought. Last night I was watching TV.
Okay, I'm listening.
And I see these commercials all the time. That it says, if you are allergic to certain medications or allergic to certain things, then you shouldn't try this.
Right.
And I'm wondering, if I know that I'm allergic to something, do you have to tell me not to take it?
You do. And let me tell you why. Because if you're allergic to something and you take it, and the company hasn't told you that if you're allergic to it, don't take it, they can be held liable. And companies right now are so afraid of being sued. Think about it. We're drinking coffee right now.
Right.
There's literally companies now that tell you that the coffee is hot.
Yes.
And so, that's...
Well, I'm saying, I remember McDonald's being sued about that, because it wasn't labeled. But I'm thinking this. If I know that I am allergic to peanuts...
You got to tell them.
Well, that part, I understand you got to tell them. But am I that naive that...
Yep.
That, because like I said, I've only met, really in my life, I only met one person that would say, yeah, I'm allergic to something, but I'm still going to eat it anyway.
Well... Believe it or not, there's some science behind that. Okay, I don't know if you want to call it science, but I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I love strawberries. I absolutely love strawberries. Okay. Right. And when I was a little girl, my mom would notice, and my dad would notice that I'd get little itchy skin, hives, break out a little bit whenever I ate strawberries. So I was told I was allergic to strawberries.
Right.
Well, I like strawberries, but I kept eating them. I would have a mild reaction, but I would keep eating them. And now I'm not allergic to strawberries. And another incident, now, by the way, we have to do a disclaimer.
Yes.
Do not follow this advice.
Do not listen to Doni on majority of the stuff that she says.
That is not true, because we say a lot of good stuff. But the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't want to be sued for what I'm... For you saying I'm allergic to something,
I ain't selling
and you
no
still
products,
eat it.
and I'll let you know I am not board certified.
Yeah, okay, I'm not board certified. I am not a doctor.
Nope,
and,
I'm
but
not
this
even
is what
certified.
You see how we have to do this?
Yeah.
Because we're in the public eye, people come at us and be like, oh, well, you said to eat strawberries if you're allergic to it. I'm saying that's what I did, and I got over my allergy.
Real quick, this is not a medical show.
It's not a medical show.
And if...
But we do talk about medical stuff, but we're not a medical show.
This is not a medical show, though.
Yes.
And I'm saying we might talk about medical things.
Right.
But it's like this. I am not suggesting you to take anything to not do it.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
We're basically, people are listening to our conversation.
That's what they're doing. There you go. And we're having a conversation. So this is what I was going to say. Okay, I am not allergic to poison ivy.
Okay.
At all. And I was at a customer's house yesterday, and he said that there was the tree that I had to look at. For those of you that don't know, a lot of people in Atlanta know me as Doni the Tree Lady, because I own a tree service. And the name of our company is Don's Tree Service. So if you're in Atlanta and you need a tree service, call us Don's Tree Service. If service ain't in the name, it ain't me. Don's Tree Service. So I know you said don't say that, but I have to.
Oh, I know.
So So when I was a kid, so I was at the customer's house, and he says he's allergic to poison ivy.
Right.
And I said, don't worry about it. I'm not allergic. I'll go take a look at it. And he's like, wow, that's cool. You're not allergic. I was like, yeah. I was like, when I was a kid, my dad would talk about how if you're allergic to something, just take a little bit of it, digest it, and you'll build up an immunity. So what he used to do is he would take a teeny weeny bit of poison ivy, and he would have us eat it.
Wait.
Once again, do not do this.
He would feed y'all poison ivy.
You just chew it. Yeah, you chew a little bit. You eat
like
a little bit of poison.
Just chew
a little bit of it. And none of us have ever had an issue with poison ivy.
Okay, again, this is not a medical show.
This is not a medical show.
Do not go outside and start chewing poison ivy saying, well, Daddy told me.
Exactly.
No.
I did not say do that. I'm telling you what happened when I was a kid. So, once again, we're going to reiterate, do not do that. So, yeah, we would eat a little bit of poison ivy.
There's some truth into that. But now, if you're one of those people that are allergic to peanuts and it swells your whole throat up and you can't
Don't
breathe,
do that.
Don't do that.
I
just take a little bit of the nut.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. How was your last week? That was just one of those random thoughts.
I am so glad you asked me.
Yes.
How this last week has been. I got an interesting shirt on.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, once again, go check us out at Doni Jones Live on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. We need you. Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it. And of course, look us up on social media. Like, share, subscribe. So.
Yep.
This weekend, you know what I did? Actually, it wasn't even the weekend. It was a Monday night. I got tickets to go see Journey. And I want to give a shout out to iHeart. Oh. Yes, I want to give a shout out to iHeart. And I got to give a little shout out to Cumulus too, but that's a whole nother story. But I want to give a major shout out to the people at iHeart. And you can find our podcast.
Did they hook you up with tickets?
So yes, they did. So I wanted to give a big shout out to them. And let me tell you why this is so big for me.
Okay.
I'm wearing the Journey shirt because Journey is literally one of my absolute all-time favorite bands. Steve Perry is like literally one of my favorite singers. Now, granted, he's no longer with Journey, and then now there's a gentleman named Arnell, and I always mess up his last name, but I think it's Panelia or something like that. But his name is Arnell, and he's an amazing, amazing singer. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because as a kid, I used to always like rock music. I was crazy about rock music. I wanted to learn how to play rock guitar, all this kind of stuff, right? And I remember, I won't even use the term bullied because I kind of was a little bit of a bad, a little bit. I could hold my. I wasn't a bully, but I could hold my own. But kids would try to make fun of me because I liked stuff that was not traditionally, quote unquote, stuff that black folks like to do.
I can understand.
And so,
just keep on. Finish your conversation. I can understand.
Anywho.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I always liked rock music and stuff like that, and things like Van Halen, MTV and stuff. But when I went to my parents to say I wanted to go to the concerts and stuff, they wouldn't let me go. And my dad was always, I ain't let you be around all them white men. They gonna take advantage of you. Something will happen. You can wind up in a van, in the back of a van, and do all things. I'm like, Dad, I'm going to a concert with friends.
Just end up marrying.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Now finish out. Yep.
I know. I heard. Don't even worry about it.
No, I'm just listening.
Anywho,
right.
I always wanted to go see a Journey concert. Now, granted, I could have went any time as an adult, but I really honestly would think there was something in the back of my head that said, oh, black folks don't do that. Now, even though I do all this other crazy stuff, like scuba diving, horseback riding, all this other stuff that people say, quote unquote, black folks don't do, which, by the way, when it comes to horseback riding, that's not true. We were the original cowboys. We're the originals, so don't even try me on that.
Think about how they got the name. Cowboy. Come in, boy.
Exactly.
But that's the thing we do.
Right. So what I want to say to someone, if there's something you've always wanted to do, but it's not traditionally, quote unquote, what people say we do, I don't care what it is. Or it might even be something, like it might be more gender specific, or it might be something, outside of, you outside of your job that people don't traditionally do in your job. Whatever it is, if there's something you really want to do, go do it. Because me standing there at that concert, enjoying that music, standing there with my daughter, my whole family went. Right. But the tickets that I got from iHeart, it was in the concert club, and so it was like really great seats. You could see the band straight on. They had food. It was like just beautiful, man.
Hey, iHeart, I'm on the show too. Next time y'all got some free tickets to somebody, I know Erykah Badu or somebody that crossover act. If it's 3 doors down, I'll go see them. But show Marty some love too.
Well, I actually pay the invoice though, but anyway, so I
Just saying, I do a commercial for you or something.
That's true. I'm just messing with you. But no, that we need to tell the iHeart people that because we do vast productions, those commercials. But so I really want people to get it in their head. Don't let stereotypes hold you back.
Oh yeah.
If there's something you really, really, really want to do, go for it. Don't let the idea of, like, for example, you know what else I'm getting ready to start doing?
What's that?
Ballroom dancing.
Okay, nothing's wrong with
Yeah,
that.
nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
But even why would you say?
No, I'm just saying, no, that's one of them. I agree with you, okay?
Yeah.
I agree with you 100.
Well, like salsa, I don't know if it's ballroom, but it's like, I want to learn how to do the Latin ones. Like,
okay, that's different than ballroom. But,
well, the ballroom's like the waltz and stuff. But I mean like Latin, like rumba, salsa and stuff
just
like that. I want to learn
different styles, different genres of dance and different, that's...
Yeah.
It's one of those things, don't get stuck in a box.
Bam.
And I'll say like that. And there's very few times that I agree with Doni. But no, I really agree with you because a lot of times, we get stuck into that's not for us.
Right.
Or, and what's sad is sometimes I feel, and this is an interesting conversation we could kind of talk about.
Yeah, we can continue it a little bit.
Because sometimes I feel that I am not black enough. And then I feel like I can be too black, but I am not one of them that I'm never cautious if I'm too black.
Right.
I'm more cautious if I'm black enough.
Good enough. I do want to dig into that. I think that's something, because once again, always trying to bring value, and I think there are black people that feel like that.
Yeah.
And obviously it's in our head, but it's there for a reason because of certain little things we've said and stuff that we've heard.
That we've dealt with, that we process eternal.
Yeah,
eternal.
Yeah.
That, like, it's hard for me, and it's funny, I'll be transparent. I don't feel comfortable at certain, like a barbecue,
Really?
Right. Well, and it's just because of the way I was raised and stuff like that. Because I'm like, okay, what do I wear? Do I wear a button-down shirt there? Am I too dressed up?
Yeah.
Am I not dressed?
Yeah.
How do I feel relaxed?
Yeah.
Because I'm so in business mode, corporate with church, you always, how do I feel relaxed?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
How do you let your hair down with just, and certain times I'm like, I don't know how to be.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny because certain things that I would want to do, I'm like, is that being white? Or is that being black? Am I being perceived as being uppity or bougie?
Yeah, or bougie, right.
Or bougie.
I do want to talk about that. But before we talk about that, we're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
Once again, hit us up on social media, Doni Jones Live. You can also see Mardy on social media. Just put his name in, Mardy Ringer.
Yeah, that's with a D, M-A-R-D-Y.
That's right.
Ringer, and you can pop up somewhere.
He's going to pop up somewhere.
Right.
But anyway, follow us. And once again, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to me, Doni the Tree Lady.
And me, that guy, Marty McFly. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
When it falls, there's only one tree company to call. That's Don's Tree Service. Call them at 770-413-TREE. That's 770-413-8733.
Had looked out the window after the storm and found out that there was a tree that had fallen. So I needed somebody quickly. Made one phone call. The appointment was made. They got the tree down. They do full service cleanup so that it looked like nothing had been done at all. Don's Tree Service did an awesome job for me, and I would recommend them highly.
Hey guys, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. We are an Atlanta-based tree service serving all of Metro Atlanta. And you know what? We proudly serve the underserved. And not only that, when we cut down your trees, we don't charge extra for cleaning up. So give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
I am that guy, Marty McFly. Well, sometimes people actually call me Pastor Marty. Yes, I am Pastor Marty Ringer, pastor of St. Mark Lutheran Church over in beautiful East Point, Georgia. And you know what? We are worshiping in person. Yep, we're back in person, and I would love to worship with you. Join us this Sunday starting at 11 a.m., okay? 11 a.m. this Sunday. We're located at 4137 Washington Road. Now, if you're not in the Atlanta area or the East Point area, you can always watch any of our services at stmarklutheranchurch.org. That's stmarklutheranchurch.org. And yeah, you actually see me in my robe doing my ministerial thing. And I would love for you to check us out and worship with us. That's stmarklutheranchurch.org, or visit us in person at 4137 Washington Road in East Point, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Doni Jones, entitled From Failure to Fabulous, available now on Amazon and DoniJonesLive.com.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live, where we are sitting in the beautiful sunshine.
Oh, you know what? And I'm having second thoughts about the sunshine now.
Oh, it's because we're getting warm.
Yeah, but you don't change the complexion already. Because see, your chair's in the sun. You already came down a little bit darker already. And
ain't nothing wrong with that.
And the sweat beads are just busting off. But ain't nothing wrong with it.
Okay, well, I'll wipe the sweat beads off. Is that okay?
But back to what we were talking about a second ago about feeling comfortable, I guess, in your own skin.
Yeah.
Feeling comfortable with doing things outside of the, I guess, normal stereotype.
Yeah.
You know, because I do, and I'll be transparent, I pick at you a lot.
I know.
But I do appreciate and look at some of the things that you venture out doing.
Yeah.
You know, and I applaud that because it's like, let's always try to do something a little bit different.
And not only that, who sets the standard for who we are and who we're not? You know what I mean? It's like, there's a lot of stuff that
it's the common sense stuff.
But there's some stuff that people say that black folks don't do, that we were the ones that created, or that we did, or we were behind the scenes making stuff happen, you know, for other people to benefit. So it's like,
that part, you know, there's so many things that we are involved in and we do. But then certain things, I will say, that might not be us. You know, like you said,
well, bungee jumping is not us.
Nah, that might not be us.
Well, Will Smith bungee jumps. Well, that doesn't.
Yeah. I'm saying people that go.
He's on timeout right now.
Yeah,
anyway.
He's on timeout.
And
that's sad because I can't watch any of the movies right now. Any of his shows, any of his.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's
tough. It's sad because I still like him, but I just can't.
Yeah, what he did was trifling. But going back to what you were saying, you said that you wanted to speak on how certain times you don't feel black enough.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. It's like this. It's funny, if I go into a barber shop and I'm getting my hair cut, sometimes the conversations, they're really not for me.
Yeah.
You know, and nothing is wrong with it, but it's like when they start talking about, well, you know, my rims on my car.
Woo.
That doesn't attract me.
Yeah.
You know, if it's about the shoes, or if it's about, you know, what's the latest hip hop CD or something, those things don't attract me.
Right.
They don't, you know, now at the same time, if I said that I wanted to go to the Atlanta Opera, you know, some of us don't go there.
And it's funny you say that because this isn't necessarily the opera, but I went the symphony.
Yeah, I would love
So I literally was looking at tickets to the symphony day before yesterday.
Yes, I would love
now, I don't know what the audience is going to look like when I go, but I would venture to say, and I could be wrong, so I want to prove myself wrong, but it's not probably going to be predominantly African American.
Nope.
But there's a lot of us that have contributed and become successful in classical music.
Yes.
In fact, we interviewed a lady that's a classically trained violinist on our show.
Right,
you know,
Tanya Peoples.
Yep,
you know,
right.
and it's been several people, and there's a lot of people of color in this genre. But excuse me, we really don't usually go to them. I'm saying, but like at the same time, it's like NASCAR, Daytona. Yeah. My wife, her parents lived in Daytona Beach. We were not too far from the Speedway. I've been down there doing the Daytona, but we ain't going. You know, because it's like that ain't
That ain't what
That
y'all.
ain't-
Yeah.
That's, you know,
But there's actually a brother who's coming up. I don't know if it's
Bubba?
NASCAR. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it NASCAR or Daytona? I don't see. I don't even know about it. I just know that he's an African American race car driver.
right. And it's
You
sad
know?
that that is his claim to fame. I'm saying he just won his first race, I think maybe last year.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
And he came into a lot of publicity because he was one of the very, 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 very few black NASCAR race car
Yeah.
drivers. And what happened is during the George Floyd thing, it was a noose that was in his
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
You know, his garage or whatever.
Yeah. See, you know about
and
this.
that's
Yeah.
and he's mixed, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what came his claim
Yeah.
to fame. At the same time, there's a lot of African Americans that are in NASCAR and
Yes,
in
that's right.
racing that you never hear about.
You don't hear about. Well, it's the same thing with horse racing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of African Americans that contributed to horse racing,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times we're behind the scenes, but we were contributing to that industry, but not getting.
Goodness, that
Yeah.
reminds me so much. And I'm sorry because this now is shift because we was talking about something
Yeah,
else.
not being black
But,
enough. Yeah.
But what you was just bringing up, I remember when we went and we talked to the Sofa,
Yeah, Derek.
Derek Sofa, who owned the ranch out there.
Yeah.
And it just made me kind of have a
Daryl.
whole
I'm
shift.
sorry, Daryl.
Daryl.
Yeah. Daryl Fletcher.
Right.
Daryl Fletcher with Sofa Ranch.
Right.
Yeah, Stepping Out on Faith Again Ranch. You guys should check them out, by the way.
Right.
Go ahead.
But he made a statement that I think that it goes into our stereotypes too.
Yeah.
Because he said he would talk to young men, or young guys or whatever, and they'll say, well, you ain't making money riding
Right.
horses.
Right.
And
right.
he was like, well, do you know how much I made this week or whatever?
Yeah.
You can make so much money doing this
Yeah.
that's out of the norm. But sometimes us as African Americans, we see the basketball players, the
Right.
football players,
Yeah.
the rappers. This is how we make money. This is being black making
Yeah.
money.
Right.
You know, or I'm a business, you know. But they don't see that if I played the violin in the orchestra,
Come on now. Exactly.
you know, I'm still
Yeah.
me. I'm still
What's the same thing with scholarships?
yeah.
You know, it's like there's so many scholarships out there for what are considered non-traditional type sports
Mm-hmm.
for African Americans. And but you know what it comes down to? We've got to change the narrative. If you guys are just chiming in, you're listening to Doni Jones Live with Doni Jones and Mardy McFly.
Yep.
And what we're talking about is sometimes not feeling black enough because of some of the stuff that we like being involved in, or what people's perception is of us.
Right.
You know, and even comes down to the way we talk. For example, when I was a little girl, I said something to my grandmother. My grandmother was a very proper lady, you know.
Right.
And so I said, "Can I ask you something?" She's like, "No, you cannot. You cannot cut me." And I was like, "What?" She goes, "You can ask me something, but you can't ask me nothing."
Right.
And so I was like, "Okay, Grandma." So she would not let us talk like that, you know. So by the time I moved to another neighborhood, because I didn't talk, you know, like other kids in my community, I was sometimes made fun of, and they were make fun of the way we talk because we didn't use what was quote unquote the vernacular of what they perceived African Americans to
and what
talk.
they would say is you talk so proper.
You talk proper,
Yeah,
exactly.
and I got that a lot. But you know what's funny? You need those grandmothers and you need those people that even though it irritates you growing up,
It did, because I was like,
but it puts something in you because it's sad that I've noticed a lot of children growing up, the firstborn, usually have some kind of speech impediment because the parents are just like, that's just cute.
right.
Hey, Mama, what we gonna do today? Oh, that's so cute. They'll get out of it one day. They 10, they 15. You know, and you realize, okay, you got us because we never paid attention to what you were saying. We never made you articulate your words.
Yeah.
Now you have a lazy tongue. You have a lazy lip. You have a list, you know, because it was cute.
Right.
You know.
But then again, because I know we're going to get pushback on this. And also, if you do have a comment for the show, call us at 1-888-349-DONI,
Yep.
1-888-349-DONI.
Yes.
But when you know better, you do better. So we have to be careful with that because there's some people that's just how they talk and they didn't think anything was wrong with it.
Right.
Because that's
what?
just how they talk.
And it's funny, you know, you have to be careful because you're right. That your home is an environment in a neighborhood that you learn how to talk, how to articulate with the people that you're around.
Right, right.
So when you hear a little boy or a little girl that's like, I don't know why y'all be doing all that kind of stuff out there.
Right.
You go home and you say, "Hi, ma'am, do you know your son talks this way? Well, how he be talking? What y'all mean? What's wrong with the way he talk? Oh, y'all, cause y'all don't.
Oh,
hear,
y'all don't hear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Note to
Yeah.
self. But it is one of those things that if you talk a certain kind of way,
Yeah.
people perceive you a
Right,
certain
but
kind
you
of-
know there's a push, and I actually want your opinion about this. There's a certain push now in some communities to not change that. Like that should be accepted, meaning, you know, it's not fair to, you see, just look,
No.
y'all should see the look on Marty's face.
Just like,
Y'all
no.
should see the look. Let me finish the question.
yeah,
well, you
okay.
already know what I'm getting ready to say. I wanted to know, because they feel like in a way it's racist. I don't think it's racist. I just think my grandmother wanted us to be able to
Right.
compete in any area and be able to talk in any area that we go into. But, and we call it code switching, but there's a push to get to a point where we don't have to code switch, meaning
Right.
we don't have to change the way we talk if we're going into a corporate setting. And I don't agree with that. I think that people do code switching in all different areas. There's people that might speak Spanish at home or might speak with a Spanish accent at home, but when they go to their corporate job at AT&T, they're going to speak a certain way. But to say that as African American children, we shouldn't be trying to change the way they talk if they grew up with a certain vernacular, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think we should give our kids the opportunity
Right.
to put their best foot forward, which is learning. If we're going to speak English, speak it as best we can.
Right. I'm saying it's a thought of like, if they don't know how to do math, then don't teach them. You know,
That's exactly what it's like.
What,
yeah,
what they're saying. Well,
yeah,
don't
that's
teach
how
them.
stupid that is.
Right.
That logic.
Right. They're
Yeah.
used to not doing math, so
Yeah.
let's not teach them math.
Well,
and let them be who
we
they are.
we gonna get in trouble again, and I know it's usually not you getting in trouble; it's me. Or I think it's either in Washington State or in Oregon. It's fine. It's a
I know.
carpenter bee. It's not gonna bother you. We're outside, y'all, so we're getting outside issues. To not push grades anymore. In other words, don't push grades because it makes kids feel bad.
Do your
because
homework.
that's what I said.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I
it's like,
said.
well, let's not race because somebody's going to lose.
Right,
You know,
right.
let's
This
not
whole
have any
mentality.
more sports because somebody's going to lose, and it's going
Right.
to make people feel bad.
Right.
That's a part of life.
That is a part
You
of
know,
life.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm saying everybody goes to class. If you make an A, a B, or a C, is based upon your performance. Now it's like, well, don't let him know that he ain't performing well.
Right. Right.
But so when they do graduate and do get a job, do you expect that employer like, well,
They're
let's not-
expecting that now. They're almost. I'm telling, because the kids are coming out expecting that. We literally had a gentleman that worked for us for a very short period of time, and he had an issue following through with what he was supposed to follow through with. So I said something about it. He said I hurt his feelings. I was like, okay. Now, I'm not talking about being mean, because I told you last week my staff did have a little talk with me. It was like, Donnie, sometimes you can come off a little harsh. And I actually have a really great staff. So I am trying to work on tone and delivery and stuff like that, because these people are people that care about me.
Right.
But, you know, you don't want to come at the wrong time. But it was anything you came to him about, he'd cry. And I'm like, dude, you're 26 years old crying. Because I said you didn't put this stuff in right.
You know? That is a boatload that we got to talk about, but we got to take a break.
Okay, let's take a break.
That's back issues with other people. You know,
Yeah.
issues. You leave your emotions at the door when you
Yeah.
come to work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
is get the job done, go home.
Yeah.
Yes, I respect you, but you respect the business too. But anyway,
But it comes back to not allowing people to fail and not
True.
allowing people to have a
Hold
bad
people
experience.
accountable.
And we're going to have, because we're going to go back into our next segment. We're going to take a quick break like you were saying.
Yep.
You're listening to Doni Jones Live.
I am Marty McFly. She is Doni Jones, and we will be right back.
Yeah.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
When it falls, there's only one tree company to call. That's Don's Tree Service. Call them at 770-413-TREE. That's 770-413-8733.
Had looked out the window after the storm and found out that there was a tree that had fallen. So I needed somebody quickly. Made one phone call. The appointment was made. They got the tree down. They do full service cleanup so that it looked like nothing had been done at all. Don's Tree Service did an awesome job for me, and I would recommend them highly.
Hey guys, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. We are an Atlanta-based tree service serving all of Metro Atlanta. And you know what? We proudly serve the underserved. And not only that, when we cut down your trees, we don't charge extra for cleaning up. So give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413.
I am that guy, Mardy McFly. Well, sometimes people actually call me Pastor Mardy. Yes, I am Pastor Mardy Ringer, pastor of St. Mark Lutheran Church over in beautiful East Point, Georgia. And you know what? We are worshiping in person. Yep, we're back in person, and I would love to worship with you. Join us this Sunday starting at 11 a.m., okay? 11 a.m. this Sunday. We're located at 4137 Washington Road. Now, if you're not in the Atlanta area or the East Point area, you can always watch any of our services at stmarklutheranchurch.org. That's stmarklutheranchurch.org. And yeah, you actually see me in my robe doing my ministerial thing. And I would love for you to check us out and worship with us. That's stmarklutheranchurch.org, or visit us in person at 4137 Washington Road in East Point, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Doni Jones entitled From Failure to Fabulous. Available now on Amazon and DoniJonesLive.com.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live with me, Doni the Tree Lady.
And me, that guy, Mardy McFly.
And if you're in Atlanta,
Holla at
you need
us.
some trees cut.
Yep.
Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-8733. And if you want a nice church home, you have to go his way, because I don't go to church.
Yep. She don't go to church.
I believe in God, though.
Yeah.
We ain't doing none of that. I don't believe in God, so we don't do that.
No,
and I do go to church. I float around once every blue moon. I've been to your church.
Yeah, it's not about the church building anyway. It's about your relationship.
Yeah, but could you tell them where your church is?
Oh, yeah. My church is, where is it?
I'm trying to give you
okay. All right. My church is in East Point, Georgia.
It's called
4137 St. Mark Lutheran Church.
There you go.
Yep. But this, just find me on Facebook or log on to stmarklutheranchurch.org.
There you go.
And you can check us out.
Check
I was about to talk about Vast Productions too. But anyway, I want to get back to what we were kind of discussing. You were telling me about a gentleman that came to work for you.
Yeah, and he just could not handle criticism. And so this whole philosophy is not being taught, it's not even being pushed on just children of color. It's being pushed on kids that just, for whatever reason, there's certain things they don't excel in. And instead of telling them, listen, dude, this ain't your cup of tea, or, you need to find something else, or you need to work harder at this, or, you got an F. They're like, oh, well, let's not grade the kids because it makes them feel bad. And it goes back to what's wrong with feeling bad.
Right.
Like, there's certain things that I'm changing now because I'm tired of feeling bad about it. So I've got to find a better solution. I've got to work harder at this. I've got to study. I got to, work on things in business that may not necessarily come natural to me, but because I don't feel good about the result that I'm getting, I realize in order for me to get a better result, I've got to create some better action. Which goes into creating better routines.
Because see, I think that in that concept, I think they're lowering the bar. And
they are.
And it's just making the overall process or product even worse.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Absolutely.
because if you have this employee and he says, well, you hurt my feelings because you said this. Well, what do I not
What
tell
do I
you?
say? That's my point. What am I just not supposed to say?
I have to lower
anything?
the bar to make you feel better, even though I'm not getting the work done.
Right.
Now, if you left here and another job said, okay, we need you to turn this in at 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Right.
I don't feel like doing that.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, hold on. What are we doing now with society?
Yeah.
Are we saying that it's okay to be mediocre? You know,
I mean,
big
question.
I don't
when
like
was
to
the
do
last time you walked into just a regular fast food place? Aside from don't use Chick-fil-A as an example, because Chick-fil-A be on their point. They be on point.
Okay.
And where the person looked you in the eye, greeted you, and actually got your order right the first time you put it in without you having to repeat yourself.
You know, it's far and few. You know,
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it happens, but you know,
between looking you in the eye, greeting you, and getting your order right first time,
it never happy.
Yeah.
You know, I went yesterday actually to that lobster that's red place, and I remember sitting there, and this lady, the waitress, I sat down. You know, this like be with you in a second. Somebody else sat at the table beside me.
Yeah.
And she came and took their order and brought it, and I'm kind of like, hello, you know, and I don't want to be rude, you know, but like, hello, and it's oh, we didn't even see you here, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, you know, and it's like, that's a little bit of customer service. Now,
service.
Do you know what? With restaurants, like you said that they're pushing about no grading. Would you like to go to a restaurant that is like, we don't grade here. We don't. You know, it's like, well, y'all got to degrade. Well,
don't pay attention to that.
Tell us that we got to do that. Makes us feel bad.
Yeah.
You're comfortable with being
that's so good.
Being nasty.
That's so good.
You know, that's
like, where does that work in life?
Right.
Where does that, like, oh my goodness, you just gave me life.
It's like,
you articulate stuff so well sometimes that it's like I'll be trying to have a thought and I can't quite put it into words, and you'll use an example. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. Where in life does that work? It even goes back to this, I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to go there, this whole body positivity movement. Now, I am a curvy girl. I am an overweight woman. I'm not afraid to say that, but I'm also not afraid to say that I'm working on that and I'm getting better and I'm getting healthier and I've lost weight.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. Even before I lost weight, I still acknowledged that that was not a healthy thing.
Right.
I still acknowledged that obesity and being overweight is not good for you.
Right.
And I'll just say it's not good for you. I didn't make excuses for it. Now we're in a society where it's like, girl, you be as big as you want to.
Be as big as you want
as you want to be.
Be happy with yourself.
You're happy with yourself.
Right.
But guess what? Diabetes don't care about how happy you are with yourself. Heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes, which runs rampant in our community. I'm talking about the food-based ones, not the ones that come naturally.
I remember
runs rampant.
I got flack a couple of years ago when I said the lady was so big she needed a bra on her back, and it's wrong that she feel comfortable being like that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what you're saying is like for me, I know where I'm at and where I want to be at.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
Always making trying to improve, trying to get better. You know.
Yeah, but don't try to improve. Just be happy where you're at.
Being
just be happy.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
I used to ask people this. I'm like, as dumb as I am here, am I gonna be this dumb in heaven? You know, and so why don't I start trying to work on improving myself now before I get there? Yeah. Instead of just saying, I ain't worth nothing.
Right.
I'm good with that.
Right. But here's the other thing. People are always talking about being happy, right? You guys, we're getting ready to drop some knowledge real quick. Listen up.
Yep.
People are always talking about how people are unhappy. Depression is running rampant.
Yeah.
Happiness, confidence, and success comes from the focus on becoming better at whatever your craft is or whatever thing in your life that you're working on. Progress creates confidence.
Say
Progress
that again.
creates confidence. Because, but if you are not being pushed, whether by yourself or by your external environments or your internal environment, if you're not pushed to be better, you're going to have, you're not going to be happy.
Either you're getting better or you're getting worse.
That's right. There's no stagnation in Mother Nature.
You know what? You've made a great point, and I got to say two things after that, because small goals add that momentum.
Yes.
You know, don't get those big 6 months that is almost unachievable to a certain degree, but those small goals
every day,
achieving those adds so much more momentum.
Well, accomplishing small goals eventually leads to your big goal.
Right. And the second part of that goes to what we're going to be talking about today is you were talking about people that want to be happy, people that want to that change their life. They want to be healthier. They want to be more successful. They want all of this, but they will not change their routine.
Bam, that's where we were going.
Right.
That's where, dropping knowledge right now.
Right. You're not changing your routine. And it's funny because when I counsel people, and these are people that I've counseled over a couple of months.
Yeah.
You know, not just today, but a couple of months. And they're in the same situation that they were 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Every time we talk, oh, that's a great idea. Oh,
Yeah.
I need to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to do that. But then when they come back to the next counseling session,
Come on now.
they have not changed any of their routine.
Yes.
And they're upset with God right now because
Right.
God hasn't changed anything in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you haven't changed anything
Oh.
either.
Oh my goodness.
You know, you can't wish change into your life.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to do those small goals.
Yes.
Those small increments.
Yeah.
Of how do I just change my diet?
Yeah.
You know, okay, instead of eating ice cream for breakfast, why don't you get an egg and a sausage?
Come on now.
Try something small.
We
You
had
know,
that this morning. Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying those small little changes of your routine has a big impact on your business,
That's
your
right.
ministry, your life,
That's
your
right.
your relationships.
Yeah.
Changing those routines, because a lot of times our employees
Yeah.
and our coworkers, they get more upset when the routine changes.
Oh, exactly. And it's like you're sitting there, you have these meetings where you say you want a better result. We all
Right.
want a better result for the company. We want a
Yep.
better result for our families. We want a better result
Yep.
for our churches. But then we want to keep doing the same
The
thing.
same thing.
And in routine, there's something about routine, especially a positive routine,
Right.
that is good for the brain. Because your brain, once you start getting into a routine of doing something,
Right.
your brain has this thing called a reticular activator, where it will start attracting what you need into your life
Yep.
and into your circumstances, because you're doing a routine
Right.
that is pointing you in the right direction. But if you're in a routine which you don't even think is a routine,
Oh yeah.
because you don't think you got in a routine. If you're in a routine and don't think you're in a routine, you're still in a routine. You're
Yep.
in a routine of doing things that will not help you accomplish your goals. That's your routine.
Yeah,
You know?
and everybody has good routines, bad routines,
Yeah.
but we all have routines.
That's
you know,
right.
For the one that comes into the house, throws the keys on the table on the left,
I
and
used
then
to be
go
that person.
grab the beer and sit down in front of the TV. That's
That's
a
a
routine.
routine. Exactly.
You know, I've known smokers that as soon as you get in the car, you got to light a cigarette.
Yeah.
Not because you got to smoke, but that's your routine.
That's your routine,
You know,
yeah.
people always have, even conversations, when
Yeah.
people are always negative.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a routine.
That's a routine.
It's like, I got to find out what's bad about the
That's right.
situation. That's your
That's
routine.
and
How
guess
do you
what?
start changing that?
And routines can become comfortable.
Oh, yes,
even
they are.
even a routine that's not giving you what you want can become a comfortable routine. So then it becomes uncomfortable to change that
the
routine.
And if you know this, your body and your brain goes to what is convenient and what is easy, what is familiar.
Yes.
Because it does. Our body tries to save energy
Yeah.
as much as it can. So it'll rather do the routine pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is not successful.
Right.
But I'm not thinking. This is second nature. I come in, I drop it, I sit on the couch, I do nothing.
Yeah.
That's my routine.
That's
Or play on my
routine.
phone. I surf
Yeah.
for 20 minutes on TikTok or whatever. These are routines.
That's right.
And you have to start changing the routine.
Exactly.
To start changing
Exactly.
your life.
Exactly. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You have
Change
to.
your routine and you will change your life. I'm telling you, and here's the funny thing. If you do choose to change your routine, there's a part of your brain that goes, well, what do I do? Google it.
Google it.
Google, what are some good routines if you want to get healthy?
Already.
What are some good routines if you want to save money? What are some good routines if you want to have a better relationship? And here's the other thing that I want to say. Yes, you can Google it, but there's some stuff that you know you need to do.
Right. Or you need to stop doing.
Yeah. Like for me, if I'm on my way home, right?
Right.
Oh my goodness. Okay, when I first started eating meat again, right? I can't believe I'm ready to tell this. Okay. When I first started eating meat again, which I don't eat a lot, okay? But when we first started eating again, whenever I got off on Panola Road, which is a street over in Lithonia, there's a Popeyes as soon as I make that right. So if it was somewhere between 11 and 1 or 12 and 1, if I was on that road,
you was going to stop
I was
there.
going to stop there and get one of those not good for you fried chicken sandwiches.
Hey, it might not
You
be
know,
good for you, but it's good.
But that
hey,
became a routine. Like, I didn't even
it's a
consciously
routine.
know
And like
until
right
I
now, we got to
realized
do a
it.
routine and take a break.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
Okay.
part of our routine, but If you're liking what you're hearing, give us a call at
1-888-349-DONI. 1-888-349-DONI.
Yep.
Yep. Give us a call.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
When it falls, there's only one tree company to call. That's Don's Tree Service. Call them at 770-413-TREE. That's 770-413-8733.
I looked out the window after the storm and found out that there was a tree that had fallen. So I needed somebody quickly. Made one phone call. The appointment was made. They got the tree down. They do full service cleanup so that it looked like nothing had been done at all. Don's Tree Service did an awesome job for me, and I would recommend them highly.
Hey guys, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. We are an Atlanta-based tree service serving all of Metro Atlanta. And you know what? We proudly serve the underserved. And not only that, when we cut down your trees, we don't charge extra for cleaning up. So give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE. Hey, welcome back to Doni Jones Live, where you are joyfully listening to Doni the Tree Lady.
And that guy that's getting cooked all of a sudden.
He is getting That's because you don't have the shade anymore.
Yeah, I don't have any shade
or
the melon or something.
Are you going to have to check the camera to check that and see if it's too much exposure?
I'm yellow. It's always going to be too much exposure.
But the reason why I asked him about checking the camera, because once again, you can find us on YouTube.
Yep.
So if you're listening to this on one of the radio stations, go like, share, subscribe. Also, if you're checking us out on one of the TV stations or one of the that we're on, we still want to build a social relationship with you. We still want to hear from you and connect with you and stuff like that. So check us out, Doni, D-O-N-I, Doni Jones Live on YouTube. So, but going back to routine, I listen to Tony Robbins a lot, and I know he's a little intense for some people, but I'm telling you, he talks about how your habits, rituals, and routines are the precursors to your success. Basically, the things that need to change in order to point you in the right direction for your success.
Right. You gotta change your routines, and I'm really on that. You know, because in every aspect of your life, if you want to improve or change, it's the routine. Yeah. You know, and even if, I know this is our last segment, and even if we was doing a inspiration aspect of this, since we're in this season right now of Easter still, one of the readings is about, when Jesus...
meaning spring. We are like 5 weeks away out of Easter, but go ahead.
Okay, for the ones that go to church that know we're in the Easter season still, and this is the third Sunday coming up of Easter.
Oh,
Easter is not one day.
I thought it was one day. You just taught me something.
Yeah, it's the church has a calendar. You have the Epiphany, you have Pentecost season, you have Christmas season, you have Easter season. So anyway, that's a whole different subject for a different day.
I hope
for
the
ones
didn't
that
get that.
Go
ahead.
to church. Anyway, but one of the things is about Jesus coming back after the resurrection and everything, and this whole thing. And it's funny, these disciples that have been with Jesus these 3 years or whatever in his ministry, well, when it was all over with, they went back to their same routine, went back fishing. And he comes and like, hey, what y'all doing?
Yeah.
Y'all still ain't catching fish? You know, come here. And that's when this big thing about, do you love me? Go feed my fish. Me, go feed my lamb. But in that whole scenario
Did you don't feed lambs fish? Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't mean
I'm messing
with fish. But anyway, see, you can tell people that are going to church. But
I do. I went to church 2 weeks ago.
The thought of it, the focus is...
And I'm going to church next Sunday.
Can I get this point out?
Go ahead, get the
You
point
went to church once this year. Great.
That is right, too. I'm just saying.
So now the whole point of my story is kind of gone. But
but go ahead.
Basically, changing your routine, that was the whole scripture about it. She don't mess the whole thing up. But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you really messed with me today. Okay. All right, so that was it. But that was the whole thing. So inspirational entrepreneur stuff you got for today?
Oh, I got nothing. I want to hear about that.
I'm done with it. I don't try 5 times. She kept cutting me off, so we're gonna switch
that
it
was
up.
an accident. You know I'm a little ADD, so it's like I messed it up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sit here and be quiet.
So, she going to change her routine. Let's see. No, but biblically, it was in a sense of change your routine. Repent from the person that you used to be and try something different. And I would say like this: if you could imagine the best version of you, the best possible version that you would love to see yourself as, what would that person be doing right now?
Wow.
Would that person be preparing for tomorrow? Would that person be preparing a presentation for new clients that they haven't met? Is that person doing some studying? What is that perfect version of you doing right now?
I love that.
What are their routines?
Yeah.
And how can you incorporate that into your life?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that goal of saying, okay, who do I want to be? How do I get there? Like you said, well, you can Google. Yeah, I can Google and all that kind of stuff. But first thing first, who is it that I want to be?
Oh, and that's what people don't do. They don't figure, like people go, well, I want to be rich. Well, what's rich to you? I want to be healthy and fit. Well, what does that look like to you?
What does that look like?
I want a good relationship. Well, what does a good relationship looks like to you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'm doing this today. You got to hold me accountable, okay?
Okay.
If I don't do this by next week, by the next time we do this show, I just put me on blast, okay?
Okay.
Because for the last couple of months, I've been saying, I'm going to join the gym. I'm going to go
You
ahead and start
have
working
been,
out. And
yeah.
I'm going to change. I want to be, because we're on camera, and I keep looking thinner and thinner on camera.
He's looking good.
But one of those things of living healthier,
Yeah.
changing the routine. I don't want to be hypocritical and tell everybody that if you want to change your life, change your routine, and then don't change mine.
That's right, yeah.
And this is something that I've been saying, I'm going to do it. I've been visualizing it, mentally doing it, but never took the step to do it.
Yeah.
So today, after we finish our broadcast, I'm going to sign up for, the gym and everything like that. But just make sure I do it by next week.
I will hold you accountable.
Yes.
I will definitely hold you accountable.
I'm making it a life commitment because
Yes.
they say, in whatever you do, you need to invest in it. If it's in your ministry, put some money into it.
Yeah.
Grab some books, pay for some books that you read.
Yeah.
If for me, I'm in production, I invest in cameras, I invest in lights, I invest in stuff.
Same
you
thing
in
with
the
us.
tree company.
We invest in tree
Right,
equipment, saws,
saws, everything.
equipment, trucks and stuff.
And with all of that other stuff, the most important thing I think in my life is me. My body, my health.
Yes.
I need to invest in that.
That's right.
So I need to invest in being more conscious of what am I eating?
That's right.
What my exercise? Because we look at people on TV all the time like, oh, they died so young.
Yeah.
And it's like they ain't did nothing with their life.
They didn't do anything with their body. They didn't do anything. But I want to kind of stay on that for a hot second before we wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
This is your body, and your body is a gift from God. If you're a believer, this is your temple.
Mm-hmm.
And and it houses your soul and all that kind of stuff, or whatever you want to think about it. But we have to get real with this, and I'm not trying to call people out. I'm not talking about the church because I can't really speak to that anymore. Mm-hmm. But I am going to just call people in our community out.
Okay.
We want to have these healthy, beautiful, awesome lives. That takes energy. In order to have energy, you've got to have a healthy body. I've got more energy now that I've lost some weight, but I've still got a long way to go.
Right.
And the thing is, losing weight and getting healthier, eating healthier, it's a challenge, but it affects every aspect of your life. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the energy in your relationship to participate in certain things and you just don't feel like it, it's because you're not taking care of yourself. And I am telling you, as a woman, men, you can close your ears. As a woman in a relationship, you have more energy for your husband when you start eating healthier, drinking water, and getting more exercise. And you just feel better about yourself, even if you haven't already made your weight loss goals. Being there for your kids. Forget the other stuff, all the intimacy stuff. What about for your kids? Yeah. You have more energy for your kids. I remember I worked all day yesterday. Mm-hmm. And then I got home late in the evening and I went out to dinner with my daughter. I dressed up, put a nice little dress on, put some heels on, and took her out to dinner. She's graduating this year, and I just wanted to have a little mommy-daughter dinner. I can't tell you how many times I've worked all day, and as soon as I kick these boots off, I'm like, girl, I ain't moving. Ooh, I'm so tired and stuff like that. Exercising and getting healthy and fit isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. And I want to create a movement. I want us to, in fact, if you're with it, hit me up on social media. Don, you can hit me up on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. On Instagram, I'm the Tree Lady, but you can still find me as Doni Jones, as a fan page or whatever. But I want us to connect.
Yeah.
If you're a man or a woman, but specifically a woman that wants to really take control of her health, and maybe we can figure out a way to hold each other accountable or create a Facebook group or something, I think it's time for us to make that change and be committed to it, not just talk about it, but be about it.
You know what, you're making me think about something. And we might have to just meet in the middle, because there's a group of people that are trying to lose the weight.
Well, that's true.
You're trying to, trying to gain
that's
the
right.
weight. It's like,
that's right.
What if we meet in the middle?
Okay.
You
Let's
lose
meet
and
in the
we
middle.
gain, and we'll see where.
How about we hold each other accountable?
Right.
Like
right.
You know, my goal is to continue to lose this weight.
And my goal
okay,
is
what'd you eat today, Donnie? You know what I mean?
Right. We might do something like that.
Did you eat your protein shakes today?
Right. I can't even see what time.
3.22. 3.22.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But that would be my goal, and like I'm being transparent to everyone. If you want to change your life,
yeah,
change your routines, and sometimes it's just small things. Because, like, granted, if you've been sitting in the house and you've gained a whole lot of weight, now granted, it's going to take a lot for you to get that motivation to, I'm not going to say get out there and walk 10 miles tomorrow, but if you got up and walked down the street and back, little small goals, like we said earlier, small goals, just add those small ones up to make that momentum start to be building.
Yeah.
If it's, like if I get up and just do a push-up, tomorrow might be 2.
That's right.
But it's moving in that right
That's
direction.
Right.
Just that concept, okay, it's 10 o'clock tonight. Maybe not eat this sandwich tonight.
Yeah.
I might can just hold up until tomorrow,
Yeah.
But just being more conscious of what we're doing. And even with that, your brain is a muscle, just like everything else, and you have muscle memory.
Yeah.
If you try to educate yourself with reading and aggressively looking for new knowledge, then your mind will start doing that because it's I have a craving now for new knowledge, and your education will start growing. Leaders are readers.
Yep, they really are. But you touched on something else. I swear I've said this so many times today. You've touched on something, but I agree with you on something. Specifically, you said, and sometimes you don't feel like it. Sometimes you have to acknowledge that you don't feel like it, but you're gonna do it anyway. There's times that I get home, don't feel like working out. But I get up and do it anyway. Mm-hmm. There's times in the morning, well, I did it this morning. Mm-hmm. Got up this morning, didn't feel like working out, and I kind of held to that. I didn't feel like it. Wound up sleeping a little bit too late. But you know what I'm doing this afternoon? I'm going to the gym and working out. Or either I've got a workout in my home that I can do. Mm-hmm. No matter what happens today, I'm not going to bed without working out.
Right.
But what I've found for myself, that for the most part, it's better for me to get my workout in early in the day. That way it's done.
Right.
Because a lot of times I'll get going in the day and then I don't do it. Unless it's my dance workout that I do on Monday nights. At Lifetime Fitness in Sandy Springs, DJ, he's such a great dancer. So yeah, but I want to end this with encouraging people to focus on their habits, rituals, and routines. If you focus on creating better habits, better rituals, and better routines, you will build a better life.
Yes.
You cannot not do it. You will build a better life if you focus on your habits, rituals, and routines. And I'm right here with you. Marty's right here with you. Once again, our goal is to bring value. Mm-hmm. If you felt like this show has brought you some value, hit us up, Doni Jones Live, D-O-N-I, Jones Live. Go like, share, and subscribe, but leave a comment. We really want to hear you guys' comments about what you think about the show, what you think about Marty.
Yep,
you always
and
disagreeing
what you think
with
about
me.
Doni, or what she need to be censored on, or anything like that. But Doni, it's been a great show.
It has been a great show. Thank you, and it's always good hanging with you.
Yes, outside.
We baking right now.
I need to get some AC.
But anyway, you're listening to Doni Jones Live. I'm Doni the Tree Lady.
I am that guy, Marty McFly, and check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, and everywhere else.
Yep.
We'll see you next week.
From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Doni Jones, entitled From Failure to Fabulous, available now on Amazon and DoniJonesLive.com.